One of the most powerful secrets of the universe that has the power to completely transform your money situation forever is the power of soul words. Right now, as you read this, you are speaking to the universe whether you know it or not. Every single word that comes out of your mouth is like sending a message directly to the cosmic forces that control money, opportunities, and abundance in your life. But here's what most people don't understand. The universe isn't listening to what you think you're saying. It's listening to what your soul is actually telling it through your words. This great transformation doesn't involve working harder at your job, starting a new business, or finding some secret investment strategy. Those things might help, but they're not where real wealth begins. The real magic happens in a place most people never think to look, in the actual words you speak every single day. These special words are related to the person your soul needs to become before money can flow to you freely. Think about it this way. Right now, you probably say things like, "I can't afford that," or "money is tight," or "I'm broke until payday." You might think these are just honest statements about your current situation. But what if I told you that every time you say these words, you're actually placing an order with the universe? What if these words are the exact reason money feels so hard to get and even harder to keep? For example, if your desire is to attract wealth and live like a millionaire, the truth is that you need to speak like a wealthy person on the inside before money shows up on the outside. This isn't about faking it or pretending to be something you're not. This is about understanding that wealthy people have a completely different relationship with money that shows up in their words first, and then in their bank accounts. When a wealthy person looks at something expensive, they don't automatically say, "I can't afford that." Instead, they might say, "How can I afford that?" Or, "What would I need to do to buy that?" Do you see the difference? One set of words closes the door to possibilities. The other set opens it wide and invites solutions to walk right in. Otherwise, you'll keep trying different methods and strategies, jumping from one money-making idea to another, thinking that the problem is your actions or your knowledge or your luck. You'll blame the economy, your boss, your education, your background, or 1,000 other things. But the real problem was hiding in your words all along. The universe has been trying to give you money, but your words keep telling it, "No thanks, I don't deserve it," or "Money is hard," or "Rich people are greedy." Most people live their entire lives not knowing that their words are constantly creating their financial reality. They think words are just sounds that come out of their mouth to communicate with other people. They have no idea that every word carries energy that goes straight to the universe and creates more of whatever that energy represents. When you say, "I never have enough money," you're not just sharing information about your bank account. You're actually programming the universe to make sure you never have enough money. When you say, "Bills keep piling up," you're ordering more bills from the cosmic delivery service. When you say, "I'll never be rich," you're signing a contract with the universe that guarantees you'll never be rich. But here's the beautiful part. This same power that's been working against you can work for you. The universe doesn't judge your words as good or bad. It just takes orders and delivers exactly what you ask for. If you learn to speak the language that wealthy souls use, the universe will start delivering wealthy experiences to match your new words. This isn't some new age nonsense or wishful thinking. This is how energy and vibration work at the deepest level of reality. Everything in the universe is energy vibrating at different frequencies. Money is energy. Words are energy. Your thoughts are energy. When the energy of your words matches the energy of money, they naturally come together. When the energy of your words pushes against the energy of money, money stays away. Rich people don't just have more money than poor people. They have completely different energy around money that starts with the words they use. Poor people say things like, money doesn't grow on trees, and we can't have nice things, and money is the root of all evil. Rich people say things like, money is a tool for good, and there's always enough money for what matters, and money flows to me easily. So the first truth about soul words is this: if you don't change your inner language, nothing in your money life will change. You can read every book about getting rich. You can take every course about starting a business. You can work 80 hours a week and save every penny. But if you're still using words that push money away, you'll keep struggling financially no matter what actions you take. This is the heart of how the universe works. The universe is like a giant copying machine that makes more of whatever energy you put into it. If you put in broke energy through your words, you get back broke experiences. If you put in abundant energy through your words, you get back abundant experiences. It's not personal. It's not unfair. It's just how the system works. Most people try to change their money situation by changing their actions first. They think if they just work harder or smarter, money will start flowing. But they're trying to change the reflection without changing what's creating the reflection. It's like standing in front of a mirror and trying to make your reflection smile by touching the mirror instead of changing your own expression. If you master these soul words, everything you touch will turn to gold. This isn't an exaggeration or a sales pitch. When you align your words with the frequency of abundance, you literally start attracting golden opportunities, golden relationships, golden ideas, and golden timing. You become magnetic to money because your words are broadcasting the signal that money looks for. People will start offering you opportunities you never expected. Money will begin showing up from sources you didn't even know existed. You'll find yourself in the right place at the right time, more often than seems possible. Ideas will pop into your head that lead to income. This isn't luck. This is what happens when your soul words match the universe's abundance frequency. But here's what nobody tells you about this transformation. It requires you to stop using words that push money away, even when those words feel true. Even when your bank account is empty and bills are due and you're stressed about money, you still have to choose abundant words over broke words. This is harder than it sounds because we're programmed to speak our current reality, not our desired reality. However, this requires you to stop using words that push money away. This means you can't complain about money anymore, even to your closest friends. You can't say things like, I'm broke, or I can't afford anything, or money is so hard to get. These words might feel honest, but they're working against you every time you say them. This is where most people get stuck. They want the results of abundant soul words, but they're not willing to give up their broke language. They want to keep complaining about money while also attracting more money. But the universe doesn't work that way. You can't broadcast broke energy and receive abundant results. You'll have to catch yourself when you're about to say something negative about money and choose different words instead. When someone asks you how you're doing financially, instead of saying things are tight, you might say, I'm working on improving my situation, or money is on its way to me. When you see something expensive, instead of saying I can't afford that, you might say, that's not in my budget right now, or I choose to spend my money differently. If you're really ready to speak the language of abundance, this video is for you. But I want to be clear about something. Once you start using soul words consistently, there's no going back to your old broke language without consequences. The universe will start expecting abundant words from you, and if you slip back into complaining about money, you'll feel the energy shift immediately. This is actually a good thing because it means the universe is starting to see you as someone who speaks abundance, not poverty. But it also means you have to be committed to this change. You can't just try it for a few days and then quit when you don't see instant results. Soul words work, but they require dedication and consistency. Your words are like a radio station that talks directly to the universe. Every thought you think and every word you speak is broadcasting on a specific frequency. The universe is always listening to your broadcast, and it's always responding by sending you experiences that match your frequency. When you constantly talk about how broke you are, you're broadcasting on the broke frequency. The universe hears this signal clearly and sends you more broke experiences to match what you're broadcasting. When bills come in the mail, when unexpected expenses pop up, when opportunities fall through, these aren't random events. They're the universe responding to your broke broadcast. But when you start speaking words of abundance, even before you have the money to back them up, you begin broadcasting on the abundance frequency. At first, this might feel weird or fake because your words don't match your current bank account. But the universe doesn't check your bank account before responding to your words. It only listens to your broadcast and sends you experiences that match. The universe is like a giant mirror that reflects back the energy of your words. This mirror doesn't think or judge or decide whether you deserve what you're asking for. It just reflects back exactly what you're putting out through your words and emotions. When you say things like, "I can't afford this," or "money is hard to get," the universe mirror hears this and says, "Okay, you want money to be hard to get, so here's more proof that money is hard." The mirror starts reflecting back situations where money is difficult, unexpected bills, lost opportunities, financial stress, and money worries. But here's the thing about mirrors: they reflect everything exactly as it is. If you change what you're putting in front of the mirror, the reflection has to change too. When you start saying things like, "Money comes to me easily," or "I always have enough for what I need," the universe mirror has no choice but to start reflecting back experiences that match these new words. Your soul speaks to the universe through your words, and the universe always gives you exactly what your words are asking for. But most people don't realize their words are asking for things they don't actually want. When you say, "I never have enough money," your soul is literally asking the universe to make sure you never have enough money. When you say, "I'm always broke," your soul is placing an order for more broke experiences. The universe is incredibly literal. It doesn't understand sarcasm or complaints or jokes about money. It just hears the energy behind your words and creates more of whatever that energy represents. If the energy behind your words is lack and struggle and frustration with money, the universe creates more lack and struggle and frustration. This is why positive money words feel so powerful when you first start using them. Your soul recognizes them as the language it's been waiting to speak. Your spirit knows that these words align with your true nature as an abundant being. The universe has been waiting for you to start speaking its language so it can start giving you what you actually want instead of what your old words were accidentally ordering. When you understand that money is energy and words are energy, you start to see why certain words attract money while others push it away. Money vibrates at the frequency of ease, flow, gratitude, and abundance. When your words match this frequency, money naturally moves toward you because like attracts like. Words like "money flows to me" and "I am wealthy" and "the universe provides everything I need" vibrate at the same frequency as money itself. These words create a magnetic field around you that draws financial opportunities, unexpected income, generous people, and profitable ideas into your life. On the other hand, words like "I'm broke" and "money is hard" and "I can't afford anything" vibrate at a completely different frequency, the frequency of lack and struggle. This frequency repels money because money can't exist in the same space as lack energy. It's like trying to tune into a radio station while broadcasting static on the same frequency. The first key to soul alignment is understanding that words carry energy, not just meaning. This is probably the most important thing you'll ever learn about money and language. Most people think words are just sounds we make to communicate ideas from one person to another. They see words as empty vessels that carry information back and forth. But this understanding keeps them trapped in financial struggle because they're missing the deeper truth about how words actually work. Every single word you speak carries a specific energetic vibration that goes out into the universe and attracts experiences that match that vibration. When you say, "I am broke," you're not just sharing information about your current bank account balance. You're sending broke energy out into the cosmic field that surrounds you. This energy is real and measurable, just like the energy that comes from a radio tower or a cell phone signal. The universe is constantly scanning for these energy signals from every person on the planet. When it picks up your broke energy signal, it immediately starts arranging circumstances to match that energy. This is why people who constantly talk about being broke seem to have one financial disaster after another. It's not bad luck or coincidence. It's the universe responding to the energy signals they're broadcasting through their words. Think about how a magnet works. A magnet doesn't think about which pieces of metal to attract. It doesn't make decisions or judgments. It simply puts out a magnetic field, and metal objects naturally move toward it because of the invisible force the magnet creates. Your words work exactly the same way. They create invisible energy fields that attract experiences matching their vibration. When you say money is hard to get, you're creating an energy field that makes money hard to get. Jobs become harder to find. Customers become more difficult to please. Opportunities require more work for less reward. Bills seem to multiply while income stays the same. This isn't punishment from the universe. It's just the natural response to the energy field your words created. But when you say money comes to me easily, you create a completely different energy field. This field attracts easy money opportunities. People offer you work that pays well for little effort. You find money you forgot you had. Discounts and deals appear when you need them. Friends pay back loans you thought were lost forever. The universe starts rearranging itself to match your new energy signal. If you want rich results, you must speak rich words. This is why wealthy people sound different when they talk about money. It's not just that they have more money to talk about. They literally use words that vibrate at the frequency of wealth and abundance. They learn this language either by accident through growing up around wealth or on purpose through studying how energy and vibration work. Rich people say things like, "I can afford that," even when they're deciding not to buy something. Poor people say, "I can't afford that," even when they're just choosing to spend their money differently. Do you see how different these energy signals are? One broadcasts abundance, while the other broadcasts lack, even when the actual financial situation might be exactly the same. Wealthy people talk about money like it's a friend they have a good relationship with. They say things like, "Money loves me," and "money is always available when I need it," and "money flows through my life easily." Poor people talk about money like it's an enemy that's working against them. They say things like, "Money hates me," and "I never have enough money," and "money is so hard to get." Your soul knows the difference between words that attract and words that push away. Deep down, you can feel the difference between abundant language and broke language. When you say, "I am wealthy," something inside you lights up with recognition, even if your bank account doesn't match those words yet. When you say, "I am broke," something inside you feels heavy and defeated, even if those words seem more honest about your current situation. This is because your soul speaks the language of abundance naturally. You were born to be abundant, not broke. Poverty and financial struggle aren't your natural state. They're learned behaviors that come from speaking the wrong language about money for too long. Wealthy families understand this instinctively, which is why they teach their children to speak differently about money from an early age. Rich kids grow up hearing their parents say things like, "We can afford that," and "money is a tool for creating good in the world," and There's always enough money for what's important. Poor kids grow up hearing their parents say things like, "We can't afford that," and "money doesn't grow on trees," and "rich people are greedy." These early money languages shape everything that comes after. But here's the good news. No matter what money language you learned as a child, you can change it as an adult. Your soul is always ready to return to its natural, abundant state. The moment you start speaking abundant words, your soul recognizes them as truth and begins aligning your entire energy system with abundance. The universe doesn't care what your parents taught you about money or what your childhood experiences were like. It only responds to the energy you're putting out right now through your current words. This means you can literally reprogram your entire financial reality by changing the words you speak about money, starting today. When you say, "I am a magnet for money," you're not lying or pretending. You're speaking the truth about your soul's natural state. When you say, "Wealth flows to me easily," you're not being unrealistic. You're aligning your words with how the universe actually works. When you say, "I always have enough for what I need," you're not ignoring your current bank balance. You're choosing to broadcast the energy that will create a new bank balance. The second key is knowing that soul words work with a time delay. This is where most people get confused and give up right before their breakthrough would have happened. They start speaking abundant words, expect immediate results, and when they don't see their bank account change overnight, they decide the whole thing doesn't work and go back to their old broke language. But understanding how time works with soul words is crucial for your success. In your mind, you can change your words instantly. Right now, in this moment, you can decide to stop saying "I'm broke" and start saying "I'm wealthy." The mental shift happens immediately. You can literally feel the difference in your energy the moment you choose new words. This is the spiritual dimension where thoughts and words can change instantly. However, in the physical world, changes take time to show up. This is because the physical dimension operates under different laws than the mental and spiritual dimensions. In the physical world, energy has to move through matter, and matter is dense and heavy compared to thoughts and words. It takes time for the energy of your new words to rearrange physical circumstances to match your new vibration. Think about planting a seed in the ground. The moment you put the seed in the soil, the growing process begins immediately. But you don't see a plant above ground right away. The seed has to absorb water, send down roots, gather nutrients, and push through the soil before you see any visible results. But the whole time, the growth is happening. You just can't see it yet. Your soul words work exactly the same way. The moment you start speaking abundant language, the universe begins responding immediately, but the response has to work its way through the physical dimension before you see visible results. The universe has to coordinate people, events, opportunities, and circumstances to match your new energy. This coordination takes time. This means you must keep speaking your new soul words long enough for the universe to catch up. Most people say good words for a few days, don't see immediate results, then go back to old words thinking nothing was happening. But the universe was actually in the middle of arranging their breakthrough when they changed their language back to lack and struggle. Imagine if you planted a seed, watered it for 3 days, and when you didn't see a plant, you dug up the seed and threw it away. Then you planted a new seed, watered it for 3 days, and when you didn't see results, you dug that one up too. You could repeat this process forever and never get a plant, not because seeds don't work, but because you keep interrupting the growing process. This is exactly what happens with soul words. People start saying, "Money flows to me easily," and when they don't see money flowing after a few days, they switch back to, "I never have enough money." Then they wonder why their financial situation never improves. They keep interrupting the manifestation process right before it was about to break through into physical reality. The universe was just getting ready to deliver when they gave up. Phone calls were about to come in with job offers. Checks were about to arrive in the mail. Opportunities were about to present themselves. But when they changed their language back to lack, all those coordinated events had to be canceled because they no longer matched the person's energy. The time delay between speaking soul words and seeing physical results varies depending on several factors. Simple things like finding money you forgot about or getting unexpected discounts can happen within days or weeks. Bigger things like new job opportunities or business breakthroughs usually take weeks or months. Major life changes like moving from poverty to wealth typically take months or years. But here's what's important to understand. The process is always working. Even when you can't see results yet, your new words are creating energy shifts that will eventually show up in your physical reality. Every day you speak abundant words, you're building momentum in the universe that will eventually reach a tipping point where changes happen quickly and obviously. The people who get the best results with soul words are the ones who commit to speaking abundant language regardless of how long it takes to see results. They understand that their words are investments in their future reality. Every abundant word they speak is like making a deposit in a cosmic bank account that will pay dividends later. During the delay period, the universe will often test your commitment to your new language. Unexpected bills might show up right after you start saying, "I always have enough money." Your car might break down right after you start saying, "Money comes to me easily." This isn't the universe punishing you or proving that your words don't work. This is the universe checking to see if you really mean what you're saying. If you go back to broke language the moment you face a financial challenge, the universe learns that your abundant words aren't really true for you. But if you maintain your abundant language even when things look difficult, the universe recognizes that you're serious about your new identity and starts arranging breakthrough experiences for you. This testing period is actually a good sign because it means the universe heard your new words and is preparing to match them with new experiences. The old energy has to clear out before the new energy can fully establish itself. Financial challenges during this period aren't proof that your words aren't working. They're proof that your words are working and the universe is making space for your new abundant reality. The third key is that the universe doesn't just hear your words, it feels what's behind them. This is where many people get stuck because they learn about the power of positive words, but they try to use those words while their emotions are still stuck in broke energy. They say, "I am wealthy," while feeling completely broke inside, and then they wonder why nothing changes. The universe is much more sophisticated than most people realize. It doesn't just listen to the words coming out of your mouth. It reads the entire energy package that includes your words, your emotions, your beliefs, and your expectations all mixed together. When these elements are aligned and pointing in the same direction, the universe responds quickly and powerfully. When they're fighting against each other, the universe gets confused signals and can't respond clearly. You can't say, "I am wealthy," while feeling broke inside and expect magic to happen. The universe feels the contradiction between your words and your emotions, and it doesn't know which signal to respond to. It's like trying to drive a car with one foot on the gas pedal and one foot on the brake at the same time. You'll move forward slowly and with a lot of struggle if you move at all. Your soul words must match your soul feelings. This doesn't mean you have to feel rich before you can speak rich words. It means you have to feel the possibility of richness when you speak rich words. You have to feel hope and excitement and gratitude when you say, "Money flows to me easily," not doubt and fear and desperation. When you say, "Money comes to me easily," you need to feel the truth of that statement in your heart, even if your bank account doesn't reflect it yet. You need to feel grateful for the money that's on its way to you, even if you can't see it yet. You need to feel excited about the opportunities that are being arranged for you, even if they haven't shown up yet. This emotional alignment is what turns ordinary words into soul words. Anyone can say, "I am wealthy," but only people who feel aligned with wealth when they say it will get wealthy results. The feeling behind the words is what gives them power to change your reality. The easiest way to align your emotions with your abundant words is to start with gratitude for what you already have. Before you say, "Money flows to me easily," spend a few moments feeling genuinely grateful for any money you currently have, even if it's just a few dollars. Before you say, "I am wealthy," feel grateful for any wealth you already experience, even if it's just having clean water to drink or a roof over your head. This gratitude practice trains your emotions to align with abundance instead of lack. When you feel grateful for what you have, you're vibrating at the frequency of having, not the frequency of wanting. The universe responds to this having energy by giving you more to have and be grateful for. You can also align your emotions with your words by imagining how you'll feel when your abundant words become your physical reality. When you say, "Money comes to me easily," imagine how you'll feel when money actually is coming to you easily. Feel the relief, the joy, the peace, the freedom that will come with that reality. Let those feelings fill you up as you speak your abundant words. The universe responds to the complete energy package of your words plus feelings. When your words say, "I am wealthy," and your feelings say, "I feel wealthy," and your beliefs say, "I deserve wealth," and your expectations say, "Wealth is coming to me," you create an irresistible energy package that the universe can't help but respond to with wealthy experiences. This is why some people get amazing results with soul words while others struggle. The people who get results aren't just saying the right words. They're feeling the right feelings and believing the right beliefs and expecting the right outcomes all at the same time. Their entire energy system is aligned with abundance, not just their words. But don't worry if this seems complicated at first. The more you practice speaking abundant words while paying attention to your feelings, the easier it becomes to align your emotions with your language. Your soul wants to feel abundant, so it will naturally start matching your feelings to your words once you give it permission to do so. When your words and feelings are fighting each other, you create what spiritual teachers call mixed signals. You might say, "Money loves me," while feeling like money hates you. You might say, "I am prosperous," while feeling like prosperity is impossible for someone like you. These mixed signals cancel each other out and leave you stuck in the same financial situation you've always been in. The solution isn't to wait until you feel wealthy before you start speaking wealthy words. The solution is to gradually train your feelings to align with your words through practice and patience. Start with small, abundant feelings and small, abundant words. Then gradually work your way up to bigger ones as your emotional system learns to trust your new language. If saying, "I am a millionaire," feels too far from your current emotional reality, start with, "I am learning to attract money," or "I am open to receiving abundance." These words feel more believable to your emotions, so they won't fight against them. As your emotional system gets used to abundant language, you can gradually upgrade to more powerful words that feel authentic to your soul. The fourth key is breaking the cycle that keeps most people trapped in financial struggle their entire lives. This cycle is so common that almost everyone you know is stuck in it, including people who seem successful on the outside. Understanding this cycle and learning how to break it is the difference between people who struggle with money forever and people who create lasting wealth and abundance. Here's what usually happens in the broke cycle that most people live in. People wake up in the morning and look at their current financial situation. They check their bank account and see how little money they have. They look at their bills and see how much they owe. They think about their job and how little it pays. They focus on all the things they can't afford and all the financial stress they're dealing with. Then, based on what they see in their current reality, they start speaking words that match that reality. I have no money, they say. Bills are piling up and I don't know how I'm going to pay them. I can't afford anything I want. Money is so hard to get. I'll never have enough. I'm always broke. These words feel honest and true because they match what the person can see with their eyes. But here's the trap that most people never see coming. When they speak these words that match their current broke reality, they're actually ordering more broke reality from the universe. The universe hears, I have no money, and says, okay, you want to have no money, so here are more situations where you have no money. The universe hears, bills are piling up, and says, got it, you want more bills piling up, so here are more bills. Then the universe reflects these words back as more empty bank accounts, more unexpected expenses, more financial stress, and more situations where money is hard to get. The person looks at this new broke reality and says, see, I told you I never have enough money. I told you bills keep piling up. I told you money is hard to get. They think their words were accurate predictions, but actually their words were creation commands that made those things happen. So they keep looking at broke reality, speaking broke words, getting more broke reality, and the cycle continues forever. Each time around the cycle, it gets stronger and more entrenched. The person becomes more convinced that broke is just their natural state, and they stop believing that anything different is possible for them. This is an addictive trap that most people find themselves in without even realizing they're in it. They think they're just being honest about their situation, but actually they're creating more of the situation they don't want. They think they're just sharing their feelings with friends and family, but actually they're programming the universe to give them more reasons to feel that way. The worst part is that when people are stuck in this cycle, they often try different tactics and strategies to change their money situation, but nothing seems to work for very long. They try starting a new business, but it fails. They try getting a better job, but something goes wrong. They try saving money, but unexpected expenses eat up their savings. They try investing, but they lose money instead of making it. It's like the universe is working against them. But actually, the universe is just responding to the broke energy they keep broadcasting through their words. They think the problem is that they haven't found the right strategy, or they don't have enough knowledge, or they're just unlucky with money. But the real problem is that they're stuck in the broke word cycle that keeps recreating broke experiences. But if you want to become a co-creator and a true creator of your reality, you need to reverse this cycle completely. Instead of starting with observation like most people do, you need to start with creation. This is exactly what wealthy people do, whether they learned it on purpose or figured it out by accident. Here's how the creator cycle works. First, you start with the image you want to create. You decide what kind of financial reality you want to live in, regardless of what your current reality looks like. You choose the identity of someone who has money instead of someone who lacks money. You choose the worldview of someone who lives in an abundant universe instead of someone who lives in a scarce universe. Then, instead of speaking words that match your current reality, you speak words that match your desired reality. You say things like, money flows to me easily, even when money feels hard to get. You say, I always have enough for what I need, even when you're worried about paying bills. You say, I am wealthy, even when your bank account doesn't look wealthy yet. This is where most people get scared because it requires you to turn your back on current reality and trust in a reality that you can't see yet. It feels like lying or pretending or living in fantasy land. But what you're actually doing is choosing to create from the future instead of recreating from the past. We turn our backs on reflection, which means we stop constantly looking at our current financial situation and talking about how broke we are. We turn our back on looking at our current reality because we begin to realize that what is around us now has only been formed from decisions and words we made in the past. If we keep focusing on what's around us now and speaking words that match it, we'll just keep creating more of the same thing. This doesn't mean you ignore your bills or pretend you don't have financial responsibilities. It means you stop making your current financial situation the most important thing in your life. You stop talking about it all the time. You stop letting it dominate your thoughts and conversations. You handle your current responsibilities while speaking words that create a different future. If you want to shape tomorrow, you must consciously choose today. This means you start with the image of wealth and abundance, and you speak words that match that image, regardless of what your current bank account looks like. The mirror of reality has no choice but to start reflecting your new words in small amounts, little by little, even though it happens slowly, with delay. So what do we do while we're waiting for the full reflection to show up? Instead of observing broke reality and complaining about it, we confirm abundant reality by looking for evidence that our words are working. We take a look in the mirror to see what's working, and when we see even small improvements, we think, "Oh, that's working. Look, that happened." For example, if you want more confidence with money and you start saying, "I am confident with money," over time you'll notice that people will start treating you differently around money conversations. If you wanted to improve some aspect of your work or business and you start saying, "Money comes to me through my work," you'll notice that things start getting better in small ways at first. Your whole financial world might still be falling apart, but you only focus on the things you want to confirm, the things that correspond to the worldview and identity you've chosen to create. When you find $1 on the ground, you say, "See, money comes to me easily." When someone pays you back a loan you forgot about, you say, "See, I always have enough money." When you get a discount on something you need, you say, "See, the universe provides for me." This confirmation practice is crucial because it trains your mind to look for evidence of abundance instead of evidence of lack. Most people are experts at noticing everything that's wrong with their money situation, but they completely miss the evidence of abundance that's already showing up in small ways. When you start noticing and confirming these small, abundant experiences, they grow into bigger ones. The idea is that you always keep doing this confirmation practice, and the more you keep doing it, your abundant words will turn into something beyond anything you've ever imagined. The universe starts delivering bigger and bigger confirmations of your abundant identity until your whole financial reality transforms completely. Here's the soul exercise I practice every day, and it has completely transformed my relationship with money and abundance. This exercise is designed to reprogram your subconscious mind and align your energy with the frequency of wealth. I've been doing this practice for years, and I can tell you from personal experience that it works if you commit to doing it consistently. The exercise has 2 parts, and both parts are equally important. You can't just do one part and expect full results. The first part creates your abundant identity, and the second part creates your abundant worldview. Together, they form a complete energy system that attracts money and opportunities into your life. First, you're going to create words about your money identity. These are statements about who you are in relationship to money and wealth. The purpose of these words is to reprogram your subconscious mind to see you as someone who naturally attracts and keeps money. Your subconscious mind controls most of your automatic behaviors and reactions, so when it believes you're wealthy, it starts making decisions that create wealth. Here are some powerful identity words you can use, or you can create your own based on these examples. I am a magnet for money. Say this with feeling and really imagine yourself as a human magnet that attracts money from all directions. Wealth flows through me naturally. Feel yourself as a channel for wealth to flow through into the world. The universe loves to give me money. Imagine the universe as a loving parent who enjoys showering you with financial gifts. I am worthy of unlimited abundance. This word helps heal any guilt or shame you might feel about wanting money. Money and I have a loving relationship. This creates a friendly energy between you and money instead of a fearful or stressful energy. I deserve to be wealthy. This word addresses any subconscious beliefs that you don't deserve good things. I am naturally good with money. This programs your mind to make smart financial decisions automatically. Prosperity is my birthright. This reminds your soul that abundance is your natural state, not something you have to earn or prove you deserve. I attract money while I sleep. This creates the expectation that money can come to you effortlessly, even when you're not working for it. Second, you're going to create words about how you see the world and the universe. These statements program your mind to expect abundance from life instead of expecting struggle and lack. When your worldview expects abundance, you notice opportunities that other people miss, and you make choices that lead to prosperity. Here are some powerful worldview words. Money is everywhere around me. This trains your mind to notice money opportunities that are always available. The universe has unlimited riches for everyone. This eliminates any belief that there's not enough money to go around or that someone else's success takes away from your success. Opportunities to earn money appear daily. This creates the expectation that money-making opportunities are constantly showing up in your life. The universe conspires to make me wealthy. This programs your mind to interpret events as the universe helping you instead of working against you. Money flows to me from expected and unexpected sources. This opens your mind to receive money from sources you might not have considered. Everything I need is provided at the perfect time. This creates trust that the universe's timing is perfect, even when things don't happen as quickly as you'd like. I live in an abundant universe where there's more than enough for everyone. This eliminates scarcity thinking that blocks abundance. Say these words every morning when you wake up and every night before you go to sleep. These are the most powerful times to program your subconscious mind because it's most open to new information when you're transitioning between sleep and waking states. Feel them in your soul as you speak them. Don't just say the words mechanically. Put emotion and intention behind each statement. When you say, I am a magnet for money, really feel yourself becoming magnetic to money. When you say, the universe loves to give me money, feel the love and generosity of the universe flowing toward you. When you say, money flows to me easily, feel the ease and grace of money moving into your life. You can also say these words throughout the day whenever you think about money or whenever you're dealing with financial situations. If you're paying bills, say, money flows to me easily, instead of complaining about the bills. If you're at work, say, I am worthy of unlimited abundance, instead of thinking about how little you're getting paid. While the words I've given you are powerful, you can also create your own sacred words that feel more personal and meaningful to you. The key is to make sure your words create feelings of abundance, worthiness, and positive expectation when you say them. Avoid any words that create doubt, fear, or limitation. Your words should feel slightly challenging, but not completely unbelievable to your current mindset. If saying, "I am a millionaire" feels too far from your current reality and creates doubt instead of excitement, start with, "I am becoming wealthy" or "I am learning to attract money." You can always upgrade your words as your comfort level increases. The most important thing is consistency. It's better to say simpler words every single day than to say perfect words only occasionally. Your subconscious mind learns through repetition, so daily practice with basic words will create more change than sporadic practice with advanced words. This is real. These soul words completely changed my money life, and I want to share my story with you so you know what's possible when you commit to this practice. Before I discovered the power of soul words, I was struggling financially just like most people. I had a job that barely paid enough to cover my basic expenses. I was constantly worried about money. I lived paycheck to paycheck, and unexpected expenses would completely stress me out. I tried everything I could think of to improve my financial situation. I read books about personal finance and budgeting. I looked for better paying jobs. I tried starting side businesses. Nothing seemed to work for very long. I would make a little progress, but then something would happen that would set me back to where I started. I felt like I was running on a treadmill, working hard but never really getting anywhere. Then I learned about the connection between words and energy, and I decided to experiment with speaking differently about money. At first, it felt weird and fake to say things like, "Money comes to me easily," when money felt so difficult to get. But I committed to the practice anyway because I was tired of struggling and willing to try anything that might help. Within the first few weeks of practicing my sacred money words, I started noticing small changes that seemed like coincidences at first. A friend called me out of the blue and offered me some freelance work that paid more than my regular job. I found a $20 bill in an old jacket pocket. I got a discount on something I needed to buy just because the cashier liked my attitude. These weren't huge changes, but they were different from my normal financial experience. Usually, financial surprises in my life were negative, unexpected bills or expenses that stressed me out. But suddenly, I was having positive financial surprises on a regular basis. Money wasn't flowing in huge amounts yet, but it was definitely flowing more easily than it ever had before. When I started saying money comes to me in expected and unexpected ways, money literally started showing up from places I never imagined. Old friends paid back forgotten loans that I had written off years ago. I got a tax refund that was bigger than I expected. Someone offered to buy something from me that I didn't even know had value. A company made an error in my favor and sent me a check instead of a bill. The real breakthrough came about 3 months into my sacred words practice. I had been consistently saying, "I am a magnet for money," and opportunities to earn money appeared daily. And one day I got a phone call that changed my entire financial trajectory. Someone I had met briefly at a networking event months earlier called me with a business opportunity that was perfect for my skills and interests. This opportunity wasn't just another job, it was a chance to create ongoing income that grew over time instead of just trading hours for dollars. The person who called me said they had been thinking about me for weeks and finally decided to reach out. They said something about me made them feel confident that I would be successful with this opportunity. Looking back, I can see that this opportunity came to me because my energy had changed through my sacred words practice. I was radiating confidence and abundance instead of desperation and lack. People could feel the difference in my energy, even though I wasn't consciously trying to impress anyone. My words had literally changed my vibration, and my new vibration attracted this life-changing opportunity. As I continued with my practice and started earning more money through this new opportunity, I kept saying my sacred words with even more conviction because now I had evidence that they were working. The universe seemed to take this as a sign that I was serious about my abundant identity, and the manifestations started happening faster and in bigger ways. Unexpected checks started arriving in the mail on a regular basis. I would get refunds for things I had forgotten about. I would win small amounts of money in contests I didn't remember entering. Business opportunities would present themselves just when I was ready for them. It was like the universe was constantly arranging synchronicities to prove that my words were true. At first, I thought it was just luck, but it kept happening over and over again in ways that seemed too coordinated to be random. The universe was literally reorganizing itself around my new money words. Every time I said the universe conspires in my favor, more evidence would show up that this was actually true. The moment I knew for certain that soul words were real and not just positive thinking came about 6 months into my practice. I was saying, money flows to me easily every morning and evening, and one day I received 3 different unexpected payments on the same day. A client paid an invoice early, a company sent me a refund check, and a friend paid back money they had borrowed months earlier. 3 different sources of money in one day when my old normal was struggling to make ends meet from one source of income. This wasn't coincidence or luck. This was clear evidence that my words were creating a new financial reality. The universe had heard my daily declarations that money flows to me easily, and it was making that declaration come true in physical reality. From that day forward, I became completely committed to my sacred words practice because I had undeniable proof that it works. I stopped doubting whether this was real or just wishful thinking. I had experienced the transformation firsthand, and I knew that if these words could change my money life, they could change anyone's money life. When you align your soul words with the universe's infinite riches, you become like a tuning fork that vibrates at the frequency of abundance. This isn't just a metaphor. This is literally what happens when you consistently speak words that match the energy of wealth and prosperity. Your entire energy system starts resonating with abundance, and like attracts like, so abundance starts flowing toward you naturally. The universe has been waiting to give you wealth, but it can only give you what matches your soul's language. If your soul speaks the language of lack and struggle, the universe gives you lack and struggle. If your soul speaks the language of abundance and prosperity, the universe gives you abundance and prosperity. It's not personal, it's just how energy works at the cosmic level. Most people never realize they have the power to change their financial reality simply by changing their words. They spend their entire lives speaking the language of poverty while wondering why they can't escape financial struggle. They complain about money problems while accidentally ordering more money problems from the universe through their words. Start speaking the words of prosperity today and watch as the universe begins to reorganize itself around your new soul vibration. Your words are the key that unlocks the universe's treasure chest of abundance. Every abundant word you speak is like turning that key a little more until the treasure chest finally opens and pours its riches into your life. You don't have to wait until you feel wealthy to start speaking wealthy words. You don't have to wait until you have money to start talking like someone who attracts money easily. You can begin this transformation right now in this moment with your very next words about money. The universe is listening to everything you say, and it's ready to respond to your new abundant language with new abundant experiences. But you have to give it the right instructions through your words. You have to speak the language that money understands. You have to align your soul's voice with the frequency of universal riches. Choose your sacred money words carefully and commit to speaking them consistently every single day. Remember that this is a practice, not a one-time event. The universe responds to consistent energy over time, not sporadic bursts of positive thinking. Daily practice with sacred words will create more transformation than perfect words spoken occasionally. Your soul knows the truth about your abundant nature, and it's ready to speak that truth through your words. Trust in the power of this practice, even when you can't see immediate results. The universe is always responding to your words. Even when the response isn't visible yet in your physical reality, the ancient masters knew that words have the power to create reality, and now you know this secret too. Use this knowledge wisely and consistently, and watch as your financial life transforms in ways you never thought possible. The universe's riches are waiting for you to claim them with your words. If these soul words spoke to your heart, give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who needs to hear this message. Leave a comment below, sharing which soul words you're going to start using today. Remember, every person you share this with could have their entire financial life transformed by learning to speak the language of abundance. Your journey to financial freedom begins with your very next words about money. Choose them wisely, speak them consistently, and trust in the universe's infinite desire to shower you with riches beyond your wildest dreams.